Hello everyone and welcome to the Oasis amusement park here on Ark Survival Evolved. Thank you for joining me. In the last episode we built, this was kind of the main focus really. I wanted to build a dodo shooting arena, what would you call it, a rifle range. It's a bit like the things when you go to the fairground and you have those little ducks that fly by. You have to shoot them off with a little air rifle or something, and if you knock them down you win a prize. That was the kind of thing. It wasn't completely smooth going. You can see that we have a whole load of dodos here. They're all absolutely fine, and they're actually all spread out quite nicely. They do kind of get bunched up in the corners sometimes, but once they start moving they should all kind of get in, so that's not too bad at all really. The issue I had was I was a terrible shot and I couldn't actually hit them, but also when you did hit them, because I wanted to use tranq darts rather than killing the dodos and having to replace them every time you play the game. If you just knock them out, then they'll wake up again and they'll be fine. But the darts didn't seem to knock them out. They took like even with the shocking tranq darts it took like a couple of shots, and by that time they kind of sort of fell down. So we might make some tweaks in this episode, but also there's a couple of things I want to kind of improve. Now I kind of built this, and afterwards I thought, you know what, I don't want this to be a haphazard bundle of different buildings with different games in, because if you weren't aware of what this series is all about, we're building an amusement park, a theme park, a fairgrounds, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to build lots and lots of mini games that we should be able to play with the patrons. This is my Patreon server, so if you wanted to join in and come along and play these games, just follow the link in the Patreon down in the description of the video. If you sign up to Patreon, then you can get onto this server and you can play with me and the other people on the server, and you can come by and visit and play some games. And while you're there, while you're in the description there, you can check out my Twitter, and you can join my Discord server as well. Just thought I'd let you know. But yeah, so I didn't want this to be a haphazard jumble of buildings and things. I want this to be kind of connected and look like a proper park. So we're going to make some improvements here and just kind of make this look a little bit better. So first thing I really want to do is we're going to get rid of these ramps, and we're going to do something a little bit different. We're actually going to connect up. We're going to make this we're going to build like a pathway, so it's going to be like a major path, like a strip, boulevard, whatever you want to call it, coming down over this way, where the different buildings will be off. So this is kind of where you enter. There's inside here there's a teleporter, which is where you teleport in from the main entrance, which is what we spent most of the last episode building, which is over there in this sort of desert ruins. And then you come into here. So we need to make this look better, basically. So that's what we're going to do to start off with. Okay, so just a slight change. I'm going to build the main path out of stone, and that's going to be weaving all the way through the entire park. And then this is going to lead on to the different events, different games, that sort of thing. So I've made a change. I've actually just put the one storage box in, and I've put in a few ascendant long neck rifles. There's some shocking darts and there's some normal tranquilizer darts. So hopefully with maybe with shocking, I guess we could try it. Let's try the best one. Actually, my one here, which I've kept here, is the best. We'll grab that, and let's try. We'll just grab a few of those, and we'll just load them up. I just want to see, can I actually hit anything? Because I was actually really struggling to hit anything last time. So we get in position, and hopefully we can, we miss again. Maybe if I try actually aiming a little bit better. Let's see if I can get a few hits in here. I just can't hit anything. maybe I'm just a terrible shot. Maybe it's something to do with the game. I need to get some other people in here to kind of try things out. But I'm not doing very well with this at all. I'm sure I just saw a splat of blood there. I'm sure it's something. Okay, there we go. And did it knock it? I did knock it out. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. There we go. And it's gone down. That's exactly what we want to be able to do. That's exactly what we want to be able to do. So I guess what you want to do is give like a minute to see how many you can knock out. Of course, it gets a little bit easier because they do block each other's pathways a little bit. So if you can block it up, they're not going to be able to get past, maybe. Oh, I missed that one. But anyway, I think proof of concept is been restored, so that does work. Let's just quickly fly up over here. Have a quick check. So I did actually manage to hit some things, and oh god, get in. How are they doing health-wise? Okay, so they're still alive, which is good, because you don't want to be killing them. But they are completely unconscious. That's perfect. And brilliant, that kind of works. What I will want to do, just no thought about it, is we're going to want to be able to feed them. So by sticking down a trough in here, just make sure that they don't die. And I'll fill that up with some berries or fruit or something, or vegetables rather. And then perfect, and then they should wake up eventually, and or you can feed them stims, wake them up, get them ready for the next person to have a go. Excellent. Okay, so also what we want to do is we want to make this sure that this looks good. We want to decorate. We want to put a few trees, a few plants and things about. So I'm going to get around to do that before we get on to today. I realise I haven't actually said what we're going to be doing today. Today we're going to be using more dodos. We're going to do a bowling alley. I do have an idea of how this is going to work. Again, I'm not testing anything out here. I'm just building and having fun with this, and hopefully you'll enjoy the process of building a game and testing it out to see whether it works. Maybe I should be more professional and test everything first, but I can't be bothered. I don't have that much patience. We're just going to build and have some fun. So let me finish up this, and let's get on to our next main assignment of today. Okay then, some fairly big changes. It looks much nicer. I think this is why I wanted to call this place the Oasis, because we're turning this kind of blank, sandy, death trap of an area of a desert into a green oasis that's going to be beautiful and pleasant and just nice to be in. So we've got trees, we've got ferns and things. I'm going to go with the desert theme for all the plants and things. Maybe I'll try and get a few cactuses. I'm sure there's some cacti in the mod packs we have in here that we can actually decorate the place with. I'll have to look into that. I've just been going with ferns and palms and things at the moment. But yeah, so the pathway, we've got these rope railings that are blocking off the path so you don't sort of wander off into the desert and die of thirst. We've got some benches and some decorations. That's a bush there, and trees and things. It's going to look really nice. One other change I just want to make is just this. I've just sort of thought, actually, it's just let me in. We don't really need this door here because we don't need to go that way. You're going to teleport in, and then that's pretty much it, really. So let's just change this out. Let's just build the walls in here. Let's do it like this. Oh, that's the wrong way around. Make sure you get it the right way around. Might just leave the gate there just because that might just look quite good, just to have something a bit different here. But we'll just build that up like that. There we go. Now that looks good. I like that with the gate there. Looks good. I like it. So yeah, so now there's no confusion when you teleport in and you're not too sure where to go. There's only one door out of here, so that's the way you need to go. And then it looks lovely when you come out. And hopefully we've got all these plant species X turrets about the place. It should be safe. These ones on top of the roof here, they still don't seem to be doing much. I did put one more down here, which seems to have done the trick with this dung beetle that was hanging around. But hopefully the more we build, probably the less dangerous things will spawn in the area. Possibly. I am a little concerned about death worms, but we'll have to come across that if it happens. But anyway, I think it's about time to go on to today's build, which I'm going to be building off into this area. I think what we need to do is continue on this path a reasonable way, because I think what we're going to be doing today is going to be bigger than this one. We're going for a bowling alley, and I want at least 2 lanes, and each lane's probably going to be, excuse me, be quite big, I think. So I'm going to see if I can plan this out, and I'll join you back in a moment. Okay, so I've got the beginnings kind of planned out. So this is going to be the bowling alley. Now I'm thinking actually I want this to be a little bit longer because we're going to be using cannons to launch our bowling balls, and they do shoot quite far. So we're going to go maybe back, one more back, a couple more back, something like that. See what we can come up with. I think 4 wide should be good. And I want 2 lanes, and this is kind of where the cannon's going to be. We have this advanced cannon here, so we're going to stick this kind of like that. Can we actually... So we've got... we can lay down a little bit. Yeah, that should be a bit better. That will give us a bit of a shorter range. I do have some cannonballs. Oh, you can put 45. Oh, that's interesting. Will it fire? Fire. Oh, that's perfect. And you can actually put a whole bunch in at the same time. You have to keep reloading it one at a time. That's really good. I like that. Okay. So that hits just right in the middle. That's pretty good. I like that. So hang on. One more. So that goes back to there. So do you think that's maybe where we want to put the... maybe if I can aim it down one more. Aim down one more. Where does that now fire? That goes there, and then it destroys the adobe. Okay, that's not quite what we want. Okay, we'll aim it up, and that goes just there. So that's kind of perfect. Maybe I'll go one more back. Can I? Oh, there we go. You gonna place? There we go. Okay, that should be good enough. Let's just give it one more fire just to see. Okay, so that does destroy it. Actually, I'll probably replace this. I won't use Adobe. I'll use something else for maybe we'll use metal. That might work because that way that'll look more. It'll stand out more as a bowling alley. But that's okay. Can we just shoot this? Let's have a look. Aim left. A little bit. Oh, it's getting shot. Okay, it's got shot by our plant species X. That's fine. So let's get it back to center. Okay. And these are all damaged. That's fine. So okay, the next step would be. I think what I'll do is I'll have the part here to be adobe, but then the actual bowling lane, which will probably start like from here, will be metal. I think that'll work out quite nicely. So let's just mirror this. We'll leave it a couple gap, and then I guess we'll try 4 wide here, and that should be about right. And then we'll have the 2 there, and this is where the next cannon's going to go. And I'll stick that on there, and then we'll build out the lane. That should be good. And then we've got plenty of space in here, which we'll probably want to have like somewhere where you can put your shoes. That'd be good. Oh yes, I don't think I've got the shop mod, Eco's shop decor mod on here, which is where you can have all the shoes. So I think I might add that in this at some point, so we can actually have like a shoe rack. That would be amazing. I'll probably do that before. I'll probably log off here and get that put in, and then we'll come back for that. I'll get everything else done first though. So let's think. Oh, well, I'll leave that one there so I know how far back I want to go. So okay, we're going to go back this far. Let's get some metal foundations going. Metal foundations is going to be down here. We've also got glass. That might look quite good actually, because we can tint the glass, I think, and that might look okay. We'll see how this looks. Maybe, but then you do have the kind of the border. Change transparency. If we do it opaque, that could look quite good. I guess it would be difficult to tell until we get the whole thing built out. But we'll see. So, okay, I'm going to get these built and I'll bring you guys back. Alright, here we go. I think I'm pretty happy with this. I think this looks pretty good. So I've done 2 different ones. I've done the glass foundations there, and I've also done the metal foundations here. You also let me know which one's best. I'm going to leave them so they're different, so that you've got unique lanes. But I think that's probably, yeah, I don't know which one I prefer really. Both of them look pretty good. We're just going to stick the cannon back here. Let's just stick that in the middle like that. I think actually what we probably want to do is maybe bring this back one more, so someone that can actually have somewhere to stand behind it. And we're going to want to have some stairs leading up to it. Come on, get in there. Oh no, come on. There we go. So I should actually have some ramps on me. Let's have a look. I do. So here's in there. So like that. And zoom across and on here. So what I've done, we have 4 wide bowling alley. Now either side we have these kind of pits. This is like the gutters of a bowling alley, and at the back here we've got another pit. This is where things you would normally get knocked off. We're going to have to build up something interesting here to make it look a bit more like a bowling alley. But I just want to build up the walls around here. I think probably I'll leave these all pretty much blank, and we're going to have kind of maybe a glass fronted entrance. It's going to look pretty grand at the front, I think. think that would look pretty good. So that's what we'll do with that. And I think for now what I'm going to do is just going to build up the walls around here, just to make this into a bit more of a building, put a roof on maybe. And then we'll see how this goes. I'm thinking that things at the back are going to get destroyed. But it's all part of the fun really, isn't it? Just wonder, do we have any cannonballs here? If I just fire that, does that actually hit anything? Wow, that didn't actually get hit at all. Well, that got a little bit damaged. So cannonballs can damage metal structures, but it lands right in the gully, so that's absolutely perfect. I'm wondering whether when we get the dodos in, whether or not they will actually hit them at all. Be interesting to find out. But yeah, let's just aim this down. I suppose it's really up to the players to aim it where they want, but okay, looks pretty good so far. Let me get this bit more built up and I'll bring it back again. Okay, so you can see I've been hard at work here building some stuff. Basically I've put a roof on and I've built out the back walls. I've put in these little, oh wow, bit of lag. We've put in these kind of stairs. We've got this kind of doorway for kind of staff members to come back, and they can get right at the back and they can sort out any problems. You know, you always have someone to be able to come down and sort out if a pin gets stuck or something like that. So that's what we've got. I think that looks pretty good. I like the way this is turning out. One thing we need to do though is to sort out the front here. So let's do that straight away. I think what I'm going to do, we've got this kind of adobe gate frame. I think the best thing to do would be to stick in some adobe walls going all the way around it. I think that would probably be the best thing. Now can we, yes, we can get across on the top there. And let's just on this side as well. There we go. And then what I think I'll do is the rest of it, because I want this to look pretty grand. The rest of it I'm going to try and use these glass walls. I've got these large glass walls. That's not what I wanted. That was weird. I'm sure I pushed that button. There we go. Yeah, so they're about four walls high. So we'll do this. I know what we'll do. We'll probably make it opaque, or we'll tint it really heavily. Is that going to go? Oh, that's too tall. Okay, that's fine. I'll have to use the smaller ones on the top then. And which is these ones here. Yep. So we'll do like these. So the entire front's going to be glass. So I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out. Whether that will be exactly what I want. That's not quite lining up properly. There's a couple of different snap points here, so we need to make sure we get the right one. That looks better. That's better. Yeah, pretty sure that's the right one. So we'll get these ones done first of all. These are the simpler ones, because that top one sometimes it wants to hang off from the ceiling on the top. Other times it'll attach to the wall, which is where you want it. It's a little bit tricky at places. Get these done, and also I'll show you this other bit in a moment. Let's just get some of this done. You can see what I'm doing. I'll show it to you now. I've put in a spiral staircase coming up to the roof. There's a little area, it's got all the way to the bottom, there's a little area on the back here, so I've kind of opened up this, so you can come in here. What I'm going to do is going to put in a stall here where you can get your shoes done, and then up here we're going to have like a rooftop restaurant or a cafe or something, so people can come up and grab a cup of tea or have a little bite to eat or something. I'm not too sure, but we'll have to see what kind of things we have. But yeah, I think that'll look quite nice, give it a bit of variety. So let's just get these on. And I really wish I had more fingers than I do, because it's a bit of a struggle to push all the buttons I need sometimes. Right, this will be the tricky row. To try and make sure it lines up properly. Looks to be good so far. Yeah, looks good. Oh, looks like we've been lucky. Oh, the last one. The last one plays in the wrong place. Let's try again. That's where we want it. Brilliant. Okay. So it looks a bit weird at the moment. So I'm going to mess around with the transparency and the model selection to get that looking good. I'll do that later. Let's see if we can get the shoe stall done first then, because I do have I have this here, which may or may not look good. Not sure how big it is. It's not that huge. Well, I'll tell you what then. We can actually put quite a few of them in. I guess what we'll do is we'll line them up on the back here. Like that. That's going to look good. I get a bunch of them all just sort of lined up like this. It should look alright. Oh, I twisted at the last moment. Never mind. It's not too far out. We're going to run out before we get to the end. That doesn't too matter actually. I don't have to go the whole wall. I have a feeling it's not quite straight, but that's fine. We can live with it. This is the last one. Oh, that's almost perfect actually. Oh, look at that. That's amazing. So you come in here, you leave your shoes behind, get your bowling shoes on. Don't know why you need bowling shoes to fire a cannon, but it's fine. Let's just go with it. So we can need some kind of counter there. I'll sort that out in a moment. Okay, let me think. Yeah, okay, yeah. So we need a counter, we need a staff member, and we need to sort out these. So I'm going to get this done. Let's see what I'm going to search through some of the decorative stuff that we have in the mods, and let's see what I can come up with. Alright, here we go. This is the front of the building. I've done quite darkly tinted windows and those big panels of glass there. A separate one above the gateway and another one there. I think that looks pretty cool. But the bit that I really like the look of is the shoe place here. Shoes, and there's like, we've got member of staff. The shoe racks all along the back. We've got these the Eco Shop Decor crafting tables and there's a few pairs of shoes on the top there waiting to be changed around. I've given her the desert cloth because that was going to be the kind of the uniform of the park, but I did dye it all, but the dyes, they don't show up when you put them on there, which is a real shame. Real unfortunate. And also another thing that's unfortunate is you sink into the floor with the Adobe foundations, which is a bit of annoying. Now on this side I've gone for something different here. I've gone for the brick wall. This is from the Eco's stable mod. Now, I'm not too sure that I like this. I only went with it mainly because these signs, which I really wanted to use these signs, this for the rooftop cafe, they sink into the wall, which is frustrating as anything. It really, really irritates me that you can't do that on a normal wall. It kind of sink in, and there's nothing you can do about it really. So the only wall I can use, if I want to use these nameplates, the only thing I can use it on is this wall. I mean, there might be other walls. I haven't tested every single wall, but the Adobe walls, they sink into, which is frustrating. So there's that. So we've got one kind of weird brick wall, which I'm not too sure I like, but for the moment we're going to go with it. Okay, so okay, up the stairs into the rooftop cafe. Now there's a few different options we have. These are the kind of tables we have. I like these chairs. We're going to go with these nice comfy chairs. So we have this one. It all comes with a purple tablecloth and a tea set. You have some tea. You've got these kind of fancy smaller tables here. Larger square ones. This one I don't think we'll use because it looks a little bit sort of rustic, a little bit run down. And then these ones, which I quite like as well. So I may do kind of a mix of tables, I think. So this is quite a large area. I don't think I want this whole thing, because imagine if I fill this whole thing up, it's going to look ridiculous really. I'm only going to I might build like a wall or something at the back. Maybe we could do kind of a rooftop garden up here. That could be interesting. Maybe, oh wow, that opens up a whole new scope. That's going to take me quite a while to figure it out, but I think I've just come up with something pretty spectacular. I'm going to do it all off camera because it's going to take a lot of sorting out, but I've come up with an idea. I'm going to see whether I can realise it up here. This is a big area. Yeah, I'll see what I can come up with. Alright, so this complicated little maze that I've built here is kind of an intricate seating plan. So the way it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of ferns and trees and things up here. So you're almost in like a tropical garden. So that this area, for example, will all be full with plants, but this area here will be seating. So I'm going to see if I can actually get some of these tables out here. This, let's just say stick a table in the corner here, and then we can probably get maybe a couple of chairs, tables rather. Perhaps get another one over here, and then maybe in each seating area we can have a couple of different styles of tables possibly. Maybe we can have, actually we can go for like a smaller table up in the corner, but maybe we'll just have like maybe 2 people sit at this one, something like that. So the chairs, we'll keep the chair styles all the same. I think we'll just use this one for each one, if I can sort of get them in there. That's one there, and one on this side, like that. And then these ones, could we get one in the corner? Let's see if we can fit. We may need to move the table a bit. No, actually that'll look quite nice, like there. Probably get like 4 around this table. There's going to be quite a lot of seating areas. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's going to look like when I get all the plants in. I think it's going to look quite spectacular. I can just I can picture it in my mind. Whether it's actually going to look like that when I'm done, who knows? I think I'll just leave through there, because otherwise that'll be. There we go. So there's the little seating area. So like this will be a seating area there. This one will be, and there might be perhaps one here, possibly like in here. And then certain areas like this will be full of plants, and like this one here, this will all be full of plants. So I think that's going to look amazing. I really hope it's going to look good when I'm done. So I'm going to get to work on this, fill it all in, and I'll bring you back when that's done, because I'm really looking forward to this. Okay, stage 1 is done. We have all the tables and all the seating areas in place. I think that looks pretty snazzy. There's a few tables I wouldn't mind sitting at for lunch. But it's going to look so much better once I get all the plants in, and that's the next step. So I'll bring it back when that's done. Well, guys, I think it's one of the most epic things that I've ever built. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Look at this place. Can you imagine coming up here for a bit of a sandwich and have a drink? So yeah, so you come up from the ground here, and then go up into this little thing. I should put maybe I'll put like a little desk and a staff member here to kind of greet you, like a waiter to greet you and to take you to your table. That could be a good thing to do. So you can come around, and it's a bit of a maze-like, but there's all these different tables, and that's sitting in the middle of this sort of almost like a jungle, this tropical thing. You know what this does remind me of is like when you go into the tropical butterfly houses, sort of things at zoos and things. That they're full of these sort of plants and things, and all around the edge. And I'd love to come here for a drink and a sandwich or something. That'd be amazing. But yeah, so you got all these this jungle kind of absolutely everywhere. And you can come up here and get yourself a table, and you've got to try and find your way out again. It does all link around, so you can get around everywhere. You should be able to come out this way, just cheat a little bit and fly, and you should get back to the exit. There we go. Oh, fantastic. So there's one last thing to do, really. I might just quickly put a desk and a waiter up here. There we go, we've got the little podium here, and that's where they'll have the little book to see which tables are free, that sort of thing. And then there's our waitress there ready to take you to the table. Brilliant. So the last thing that we need to do is to go back here, and we need to set up the game itself. This is what the whole episode's been about, really, is the game of bowling. So we're going to be using, I think earlier I said I was going to use dodos. Now, I'm being stupid. Of course we're not going to use dodos. Why would we use dodos when we could quite easily use Kairukus? Not necessarily adolescent ones though. Hopefully we'll spawn in a few. There's going to be a few extra ones. Let's try that again. Can we actually spawn things in? Okay, doesn't seem to be working. Let's try again. Here we go. We'll get some of these. Why does it keep doing that? That's annoying. There's a few in there. Okay, we're going to have to get through until we get adult ones. I mean, they will grow up, I suppose. But are you going to be spawning them in? Oh my god. Okay, that's fine. So there's a bit of a lag there, and my button kind of moved, and I very nearly spawned in a boss. That would have been bad news. But okay, so let's pick you up. We have to sort of rearrange these. Here we go. So I'm going to try and get this arranged in a kind of a 10-pin bowling session. And then we'll have a go. We'll try it out. You wouldn't believe how difficult it is to set up this game. Spawning them in, most of the time they keep spawning in as adolescents, and of course you can't pick them up until they're fully grown. So I have to keep spawning them in until I get adults. And then, of course, it's very difficult to actually place them. I've got them in a rough kind of triangle, and how a 10-pin bowling alley would look. It's not ideal, but that's just the game you play. Looks like we've got a little bit of trouble outside. Let's just deal with these guys. And oh, I'm a terrible shot. There we go. You dead. You're dead. Yeah, I think that's okay. Right, let's carry on. So, the aim of the game is to shoot the cannons at the penguins and see how many you get. You get 2 shots, so we've got plenty in there. So let's have a go. Even though it took me forever to set this up, I want to try it out and see how well it works. So let's. Okay, we're aiming dead down the centre. Let's fire. Okay, we actually got 2 on that go. Alright, so we've got 2 on our first shot. I'm going to go down the centre again, because you can obviously aim it left and right if you want to try and aim it. Let's fire again. And I got another 2. So my score would be 4. That's pretty cool. And you can get a pretty good game of bowling going, I think. It'll take quite a long time to set up the pins in between each go, but that's a lot of fun. I think that's going to be so good. I can't wait to get a few more of these games on, and then I invite people onto the server to actually have some games. I think that's going to be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to it, and I just need to build up a few more defences to be able to get rid of the vultures. Oh dear, I'm such a bad shot. There we go, we got it. But yeah, this is pretty cool. This is one of the most amazing things I've built. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this series progresses. As I don't forget, this is a Patreon server, so if you want to come down and perhaps have a chance of being able to play these games at some point, make sure you check out the link in the description down below and go to the Patreon site, and then you can be on here, and then maybe at some point we can get together and we can play some games. That'd be pretty awesome. I'll try and invite some of the rest of the Gaming Evolved guys on here. Maybe we can I'll have a bit of a big old games night one time, once I've got a few more done. So I've only got 2 at the moment. Did I show you? I don't think I did. I put the sign up here, the Dodo range. I'll try and put signs up on everything. Maybe I should put some signs up here as well. What could we call it? Kairuku 10 pin or something? I don't know. But any suggestions you have for what we can call these games, put it down in the comment section. Bearing in mind, I am recording these several in advance. I want to build up a bit of a stockpile before I start releasing them. So this is can be a little bit in advance, so I won't necessarily see your comments straight away, but please do leave the comments because I will read them all, and if you have any good suggestions for games that I can build, make sure you stick them down there. That'd be amazing. So okay, I'm going to call it a day for that. I think we've done a pretty good job. We've got this amazing garden up here, and we've got this great bowling game down here. I'm really looking forward to having a go and playing this with some people. So thank you very much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave all your comments and feedback in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time out. Goodbye.